All right. Boop. What up, everybody? Howdy. I know I said I wasn't going to come on here for a while, but I had something that I wanted to share with y'all, so I am on. I hope everybody is doing well, feeling good. The weather has been the bomb, okay? And I definitely been enjoying the change of weather, and since it stopped raining, the beautiful skies, all that good stuff. So I wanted to come on really quickly to share with you how bomb.com I am. So I told y'all early this year when I was coming out of my little cocoon that I was not going to hide the fact that I am who I am because, as you know, I love who I am, and I want to share who I am with others. So I wanted to come on today to tell you about a couple of things that happened with me this week. One, in my bedroom, I have affirmations. All right, I have affirmations on 3 of my walls. So one wall is a motivational wall. I love that wall. It gives me motivation to keep going, move forward, blah blah blah. Then I have my Harlem wall. I'm from Harlem, so of course that's going to be motivational at all times anyway, because I'm a Harlem girl. So it is what it is. Then I have another on the third wall over my bed. I do have something that states about the past is the past, tomorrow's your future, but today is your life, so live it. Okay? And I had the fourth wall that didn't have anything on it, but I just recently found something this week, and that is the thumbprint for, is it the thumbprint? The thumbnail for this segment, and it is killing it, okay? And that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I am not going to be quiet about the fact that I am who I am and I love who I am. I have a friend of mine who he does remind me how dope I am. And I love that because when he does ask me in my mind, I'm like, he asks me, do you realize how dope you are? And I'm like, yeah, because I do feel myself, and we have to feel ourselves because we are the first level of confidence. Okay, of course, we give our thanks to our higher power, whoever that is, and then we have to look to ourselves. You have to look to yourself. You can't look for other people to give you that validation, to give you that confidence. Now, don't get me wrong, I love it when they holler, and I love it when they say nice things, males and females, about who I am. So please keep that coming, but you do have to have that solid foundation of confidence within yourself, because life is going to be life. People are going to be humans, and sometimes people are ugly on purpose, and sometimes they do it without even realizing it. So you have to have that reservoir of confidence from within. So with that being said, like I said, I have my Killing It Now on the wall along with my other 4. And so when I buy something new for my house, I have to remind myself to not bug out when I go into that room and see it there, because when I see it and not used to it being there, I'm like, hey, hold on, what you doing there? So I had to remind myself when I went to bed last night, because the Killing It is like right next to my bed. So I reminded myself, listen, when you wake up in the morning, don't bug out. You put it there, it's yours. It's not about to jump out and get you. So when I got up this morning, I gave my thanks, and when I put my feet down and I stood up, I saw it and I was like, that's what's up. Like, that's the first thing I saw when I got out of bed. And again, all 4 of my walls are motivational walls, and it reminds me to go out there and get it and do what I intended to do for myself and for my future. And then I went into my bathroom and I started to get ready. And as I was brushing my teeth, I looked up, and above my mirror, I have these 2 blocks, one by my desk, one in my bathroom, that says, you do not wake up today to be a weak ass bitch. Okay, a friend of mine had found that for me a couple of years ago when I was rebuilding myself. So again, life is going to be life. There's going to be times where you're not going to be at 100 with your confidence. Okay, though I'm saying this, I'm also being honest, because there's not times in my life where I didn't feel that, oh goodness, like I'm not all that I can be, or somebody kind of made me rethink some of the things that I wanted to do, or maybe even rethink who I was. And you have to remember that. So for me, again, these affirmations that are around me help me to do that. And then I have the last one, in the bathroom that says, "Oh, darling, I love you." Okay? Because, hello, again, I love myself. And I've always had really high confidence in myself. And I'm assuming that came from my mom. But I had this really high confidence in myself. And maybe at times where people probably thought that I should not have had that confidence, but I did. And there are the ups and downs, like I said, but overall, I am very confident in myself. So I put these things around, and it does remind me of who I am and who I am becoming, okay, and who I want to be. So again, I have four walls that surround me in my sleep, when I wake up, before I go to bed. And again, not knocking higher power at all. That is a huge component. That's the first component. But then the rest is up to you. Okay, so again, I have these things around me that remind me of who I am and in my journey and where I'm going and the woman that I am becoming every day. Okay, bam. That's awesomeness. Bomb.com, number one. Bomb.com, number two is today when I was at work, I was helping this woman. She came in. Now, today was an awesome day. I helped people get jobs. I connected with people, a lot of seniors, a lot of people that showed appreciation for me today. And it was super cool to feel that. That's something that when I was driving home, I realized how much appreciation I have in the job that I'm in now. And I kind of had that reflection on my relationships as far as romantic relationships. And that was a huge component I think that was missing. Now, if they did appreciate me, they behinds ain't never said anything, nor did they show it. So, of course, after the fact, there is some, I appreciated you, blah, blah, blah. But in the moments, there weren't any. And in my job, I do have that, and I'm grateful for that. So I had a young lady come in today, and she came in for assistance with her resume. And as we started to talk and I looked over her resume and then I started looking at her LinkedIn profile, I realized that she's a coach. And she also said that she was a coach. So as I'm starting to give her some feedback after looking at her resume, she kind of readjusted herself and she was like, okay, hold on, because I do what you do. And now I'm in the other seat. So let me get myself right to start to receive this information. And I so appreciated that, because a lot of times when people are in certain roles where they help others, they don't tend to be open to receiving help or feedback or criticism from someone else. So I love the fact that she was very open to receiving the feedback that I was about to give her. And as I started to do that, she started talking about the industry that she's in and the industry that she loves. And we started talking about social media. And I ended up telling her about my channel and the reason that I started the channel. And for those of you who haven't seen the previous videos, I started doing YouTube videos. I'm about to adjust myself, okay? Because I'm not sitting right. Hold, please. And she's back. Okay, so I started doing the YouTube videos because I saw a guy who had a page who was giving feedback to women about men and how to get men and how to keep men. And again, he was super cocky that he was getting on my nerves. And I'm like, yo, if he can talk his junk, I can talk my junk too. So, ta-da, here I am talking my junk. But he inspired me to get on. And she was like, please don't tell me that it is... Oof, I should have looked at his name. I think Daryl Jackson or Derek Jackson, something D Jackson. And she was like, please don't say it's him, because we don't mess with him. And I'm like, okay, first off, who's we? And then she says the self-love coaches, especially the females, and I'm like, okay, why? And then she started to tell me that this dude was married and he ended up cheating on his wife, and it kind of made his content null and void. And I was like, okay, I'm me, so I'm going to say a little something. But I had to start off with, I'm a different kind of female, okay? I've been told for years that I am a different kind of female. A lot of men say that I think that I'm a man, which is so not true. A lot of females say that I think like a dude. I don't think so much that I think like a dude. I'm definitely not happy being a woman. What I do, which my son brought to my attention a couple of years back, is that I'm very logical. So a lot of women, most women, tend to have their emotions outweigh their logic. And men, some men, because not all men do, they tend to think on the logical side, and emotions are kind of removed from a lot of situations. So I think that I do bring a balance, but honestly, I do kind of lean more to the logical side of things than the emotional. And I gave her that kind of heads up and that disclosure. And I asked her, I said, well, even though he did what he did with his wife, let's put that aside, do you feel that the content that he delivers is still relevant? Because when I heard him, I started following him only after watching 2 videos. When I saw the 2 videos, I was like, yo, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, me and him were on exactly the same page. Again, I'm a woman, all right? I'm not thinking like a dude. I just think very logical, and I thought that he had brought up very logical points in whatever those things that whatever, videos that I had seen. So we talked about that part, and then she said, well, a lot of his followers are women who are looking for guidance and who are looking for assistance in finding a mate, and a lot of them are broken women. They are weaker women, and they have low self-esteem. So he's kind of taking advantage of them, and he is using that platform to show these women how to get him. So the information that he's giving is on how women can get at him. So I guess like low key, holla at me, do these things and holla at me, and I could get with you even though I'm married. Again, not devil's advocate, but just throwing some additional information and perspective into the game. I said, well, even though he is saying how to get him, that's the only perspective that a lot of guys on social media platforms are coming from. They're coming from the men that they are, and they're coming from their experiences and their homeboys' experiences, and maybe their uncles or their cousins or their young men in their lives. So they are only going from that circle of men that they know and who think like them. So of course, he's going to come from his experience and talk about how you can get him, because he feels that he's a good man and he's a good catch. And if you want him and men like him, these are the things that you should do and not do. All right. Conversation keeps going. And then she says again, we stopped following him, and, we shouldn't support him and giving him money and giving him followers because of what he did with his wife. And my comment to that was, most of the time women are very aware of what's going on in their relationships. They have an inkling, they have a feeling, something shifted, something is not right. Now, whether or not they want to sweep it under the rug or they want to act blind, well, they said turn a blind eye to it, all of that. But I believe that this woman had an inkling, if not more, of her husband stepping out on her. And what the young lady was telling me was that the wife said that she didn't have any idea, and that what she did notice is that the women were devils and they were coming for her husband. And I was like, okay, well, the devils were coming for her husband. These women were coming for him. Did she mention about how her husband was responding to these devils coming at him? And she was like, oh no, she didn't mention anything about that, but that's something to keep in mind, because again, you're making an assumption on her not knowing what was going on, and maybe this wife is now speaking to the fact that she was blinded to what was happening in her marriage, and I don't know what's going on. Like, I follow people, but I don't really follow people. But I'm sure she's probably still with her husband right now, so then again, she knew what was going on. But when I told her, okay, then she started talking about the weakness of the women that follow, and he's supposed to be uplifting them and helping them feel better, but yet he's doing what he's doing. And I said, okay, yet again, let's put what he's done with his wife aside. The information that he's given is still something that can help women who do have low self-esteem start to build that foundation. Even if they're not watching him now every single day and they're looking at his one video once a week, from what I saw, it was impactful enough to have a woman say to themselves, okay, I need to have more self-worth. I need to believe in myself. I need to have confidence in myself. I need to want more for myself. So again, whatever he's doing between him and his wife, that's private. Okay, but that doesn't take away, in my opinion, from the content that he was delivering and how they can utilize that information to help build them to be stronger people. Somebody, when I was doing my workshops, had said, with the military, you take the meat and throw away the bones. Bones all day, what him and his wife is going through. Meat all day is the information and the content that he's kicking to you. Now, if not all of that relates to you and you don't want to implement any of that into your life, cool. But there are components of what he said that can be very helpful for a woman to build her self-esteem, and that can be part of her building block to have her self-esteem. And then, of course, all the other experiences that she has, the people that she interacts with, and also her building within herself the woman that she wants to become. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And at the end of the conversation, she just looked at me, she kind of leaned back and she was like, yo, I never even thought about it that way. She was like, that was really cool. She said, you are wise. Ladies and gentlemen, she said that I am wise. Now, not to say that I don't think that I'm wise. And please don't take this, what you're seeing right now, or whatever, whenever we interact, that I think I know everything. Far from it. I know this. But I do know some things. Okay? I do know some things. And having conversations with people today kind of reiterated for me that I am bomb.com and that I do know what I'm talking about and that I do help people to see things in a different way, and I do help people to have confidence in themselves when sometimes they don't. You never know where it's going to come from. I'm sure that those people that I came in contact with today was not expecting the interaction that we had to be as, again, I'm going to say it, impactful as it was. And again, I appreciate those people appreciating me and actually saying it, and you can see it on their face. So I had an awesome Thursday. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm telling you guys, is that I had an outstanding Thursday, a beautiful way to set off my weekend. I have a workshop that's coming up on Saturday. The one that I was going to do in person, I ended up having to cancel because I didn't realize how many events go on in this city in the month of October. So I had to cancel that, but I'm going to take a look at that later on in the spring. But I did end up having an opportunity to do something virtually, which I'm super happy to be able to participate in. So again, awesome Thursday. I hope everybody is doing good out there. Continue to do great out there. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Take care of you. And until I'm back on this channel again, please live and be in doom, 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 doom. Yes, sound effects, okay? And hand movements. What? Live in peace and be in peace.